get into the major division marching sport for the night in top 7 poll rankings. In week number 6, no team dropped out this week. Not a lot of changes in terms that looks like, but let's get into it. In terms of those receiving votes, we had Howard, the Showtime Marching Band, 2-0 with 132 points. North Carolina A&T, the Blue and Gold Marching Machine at 1-1, as well as FAMU, the Marching 100 outside looking in at 1-1, as they did not go on the road to help and support their football team in Baton Rouge. Although last year Southern didn't come to Tallahassee, but that's a band thing. At some point, you got to be more important about supporting your team than whether the team came to you the year before. With that being said, let's get into it, the top, and see what's going on with the top 7 this week in week number 6. At number 7, we have the aristocrat of bands at number 7, Tennessee State, 2-0, 133 points. At number 7, previously number 1 was Norfolk State. The Spartans, we'll see if they stay there. If that's the case, which I can tell you in the top 7. So you have a top 7 matchup as they are getting on the road to Tennessee for homecoming against the Tigers. This is a fascinating matchup in many different ways. Excited for Tennessee State over there, getting a chance to really get the total HBCU culture. I wonder if it'll change some minds. We'll see. At number 6, as we continue to move with things, Bethune-Cookman Wildcats, as they stay at number 6, 2-0, 151 points. They stay right there at number 6. They slid the last couple of weeks. They need to find a way to get on the road. We'll see what they do. 151 points. Moving to number 5, Mississippi Valley State, the Mean Green Marching Machine. They slid this week. 3-0, though, on the season, 155 points. They were number 4. But because Jackson State, the Sonic Boom of the South, moved up to number 4 in the rankings after their victory in the Gulf Coast Challenge this past weekend, they move up a spot after improving to 3-1, 2-0 in terms of what they're doing in the conference race, 159 points. Previous rank 5, they are in the mix. At number 3, Texas Southern, the Ocean Soul, 3-0, 2-0, 184 points. Previous rank 3. Might slide after this week, not taking the trip out there to Daytona. It'll be interesting to see that matchup, the Marching Wildcats against the Ocean of Soul. The team is doing charter out there, so it didn't work out. We'll see what that looks like moving forward. And number 2, Southern, the Human Jukebox, of 4-0, 2-0, 3 first-place votes, 197 points. We're not able to have a contest this past weekend, but they remain at number 2. At number 1, Norfolk State Spartan Legion, 4-0. 7 first-place votes, 207 points. Will they be able to maintain that number 1 ranking as they go on the road to a top 7 program in the marching sport poll? Again, the aristocrat of bands, Tennessee State. I'm fascinated, if nothing else, about this matchup. But I know we got to talk about the top 7. So, Mike, I'm going to go with you. What are your thoughts in terms of the marching sport top 7 poll rankings this weekend? Week number 6.
Week number 6. Help me to understand why the jukebox is not in the top 3. Why the aristocrats are not in the top 3. They all played, right? That's the data point. So I just need to understand why they are not in the top 3. I would even argue that Tennessee State needs to be up higher, closer to the top 5.
They didn't play enough matchups. They've been off the last couple of weeks. That's not fault in terms of conference affiliation.
Okay, but that's not the case for Southern, right? Or Jackson State.
Yeah, but they were in the band rankings, and they had dropped a little bit the previous weeks. But Jackson State just had a matchup. They were in the Gulf Coast Classic against Alabama A&M.
Yeah.
They won that matchup, and they actually moved up a spot. Southern was at home, so you can't detract for them because the team didn't come to them. I mean, obviously, in the band world, this is payback because Southern didn't go to FAMU Tallahassee last year, but they at home. They can't travel. You can't punish them for not traveling when they're at home. Now, next week, if they don't get on the road, they'll drop.
Mm.
Okay. All right.
Texas Southern, they got a chance. If they don't have a bad matchup, a couple of weeks, they'll drop.
Understood. I'm starting to see somewhat the logic. Don't agree with it. Don't agree with it.
At least you start to see it. Charles, this man over here with all this privilege, you know what I'm saying? Some of us like you and I had to work for this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We ain't had the privilege of being the ace, you know, being the man on campus. You know, we worked through that. We had to make folks fall in love with us. You know, we had to create our own style and pathway. Charles, what do you think about the top 7? Because Mike is making me nervous right now.
I'm excited about the Norfolk and Tennessee State matchup, especially with regards to Norfolk. If they getting on the road to go to Nashville, that's going to be fun and exciting. I love Norfolk's presentation. I love their sound. And they're going up against a real battle band. And, you know, Tennessee State, they'll be up for it because they're after this weekend, there ain't going to be too many more battles in OVC. So, you know, they better make as much hay as they can this weekend. Over the next 4 or 5 weeks, Jackson State has a matchup this weekend with Alabama State. They're going to have a matchup with Mississippi Valley. They're going to have a matchup with UAPB. Texas Southern should be able to roll into Jackson. They got a bunch of competitive matches coming up. So I think that's going to aid both them and Southern in terms of moving up. Texas Southern, same thing. They got an opportunity to keep sliding up there if they get on the road. So, you know, it's going to be huge. But, yeah, I think, you know, we're here at the midpoint of the season. You know, things are starting to kind of shake out, and these battle bands are about to start peeking their heads out over the next 4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah, to your point, Tennessee State, the best thing they could hope for is to make the playoffs. And then Hampton gets hot, runs the table, wins the Colonial, so they get in. Or Jackson State, you know, continues to win out, and maybe they put them in a position to get an at-large bid, and they face up somehow in the NCAA tournament. That's about the only way you're going to see another matchup.
And again, my caveat every week, band, you have to be that 12th man. You can't fall asleep on third down. That's my thing. That's part of it.
You gotta get on the road. You gotta travel. You gotta be that corner. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff. Let's get on the other side and get into some of these matchups at the major division level. That does it for week 6 as the Norfolk State Spartan Legion maintains the top spot in the ranking in week number 6, but they put their number 1 ranking on the line this weekend. So keep an eye on that. That game is featured on ESPN Plus in terms of that matchup. Stick with